Welcome back to Kicking It with Kenya. It's been so long. I feel like I'm always saying it's been so long because we all have lives. Obviously, I'm joined by my co-host, Louieptv. Don't do a show without him. And I have the beautiful Ami Danion here, soon to be on everybody's household television.
Don't forget the IT company.
And tech wizard. She can fix your computers and give you a good song at the same time. So, now that I have Miss Energy here and I'm back with you, I want to jumpstart us with a topic that was being heavy on my mind, right? And it all stems from Jada Pinkett and her wishing, Tupac a happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of made me wonder, what's the statute of limitations you will give somebody to mourn an ex? Not saying Jada and Tupac were together, but it's she's married, she has children. What is the statute of limitations you will give somebody to mourn somebody that has passed? Or at what point is it mourning, or is there ever a disrespect line that crosses?
I have no issue with somebody mourning an ex, because at the end of the day, when I'm in a relationship, I believe in individuality. I don't like putting burdens on people. So if you are open with me and you're like, all right, this happened to my ex and blah, blah, I wouldn't say, oh, don't mourn them. I don't mind. However, I would like there to be a respect with it. You could say, oh, my ex, R.I.P., this and that, and we share these times, was a wonderful person, but not anything sexually explicit or appearance-wise, like, oh, he was so handsome or so attractive or anything like that. I would have a problem with it. Other than that, what exactly did she say?
No, it's not that she said anything. It's just that it's been 26 years?
Okay.
It's it's been 26 since Pop died? It's in the 20s? Damn, time's going by fast. But all I'm saying is, it's not that she said anything bad, but it was even a part where I think Willow one time wrote a letter to him, my mom. Do you remember that when Willow wrote a letter saying my mom sometimes still cries about you, things like that? And I'm just at some point, when does it get all right, this is a bit too much? Not going just off of Jada. I'm just saying in general. Yeah. If somebody is mourning someone, is there ever a point where you could say, hey, or is it?
Honestly, that family, oh God, Jesus, I don't want to say something crazy, but they do too much anyway. Celebrities be doing too much. So Willow herself loved the girl. She's so, but sometimes she does too much. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
So me, I don't know. That's a little bit too much because did she know Tupac? She didn't know him.
You weren't born out.
Sometimes, let her be free. I don't know. I don't care. But me personally, if I was Will Smith, what I'm saying, what is the letter for, though, Willow?
I don't know. I think she was just my mom oftentimes.
And she put it on social media?
I think it was. I feel like it was a while ago, but I just remember a letter being written to Pac.
Okay.
And she was just my mother. And like I said, I'm not trying to make it a soul thing of a Jada. It just is a question that popped in my mind because of their situation. It's all right, you have your partner here, and let's just say their ex or whoever, their husband, their loved one passed away. Now it's been some time. It's been at least 5 years plus or something like that, and you built a family or whatever the case may be. How long are you giving this person to mourn a situation? Is the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is there actually a limit, or do you let it rock?
I don't really think there's a limit. To me personally, I think a lot of things, it depends on a lot of different circumstances. Because I feel like when it becomes with two people, I use Jada and Will as an example. Everybody knows what Tupac felt about Jada Pinkett, and vice versa. We've all seen these type of things, and most recently, we know how Will Smith felt about their relationship. So, I feel like...
How did you feel?
There was a little jealousy there. You said that on
he said that?
A little bit of that. Pac was the gangster rapper. He was the...
back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure about now, but just in general.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of things, it depends. And a lot of times, in my opinion, it would depend on the circumstances of the relationship you had with your ex, post-breakup, and the circumstances of the death. Tupac was killed very tragically. It's a sad situation. So even if, you don't know him, if you're I'm a fan of him, so, it could be a sad thing that you'll never really forget. But I do feel like how you feel about the person kind of plays a role. Like take it with you. If you have a bad breakup with someone and they end up passing away, you may in your mind, I don't say it like this, but you may say, oh damn. But it's not really gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like if they really like hurt you to that degree where you do not speak to this person, but you hear something happen to them, you may feel bad for them or for their family. You may think of like good times you spent, but I don't know if 20 some odd years later you're still gonna be crying about it. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on how strong that bond between you guys were when you were together and how you broke up. So I feel like that can play a part into the respect factor you mentioned, because at the end of the day, it can rub your significant other the wrong way if so many years after what happened, you're crying about it, because it may make them feel like, you know, like maybe they don't hold as high a spot in your heart as your ex did.
Not to cut you off, but I don't care. No, I don't care. The person is dead already.
Oh shoot, the person is dead already.
Is he gonna come take my wife? No. So say what you want to say. Even Willow, I believe she's doing too much or whatever, but if she want to write a letter to Tupac, write a letter to Tupac. If my wife want to cry about him or post whatever, let her do that. That's her own way of expressing herself. Let her express her. I mean, I'm a stress-free kind of person. I don't like to put drama or stress where it doesn't belong. The person is dead already, so it's like
they're in the ground.
Yeah,
she's like, ain't nothing much I'm going to that can happen.
What can I do? The person is gone, so it's like, you know, mourn how you want to mourn. Like there's no issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna catch you cheating with the person because the person is gone. So mourn how you want to mourn.
So going back to what you said about cheating, and I'm thinking about the higher in the spot kind of thing that you were saying. Like, do I value this as much as I value but I lost? It's like,
how can you correlate those two things?
It's not about correlation, but it's like, okay, this person, let's just say you had an ex, like you said, you gave an example of tragic. Like we had a tragic breakup. Obviously those is like, oh damn, you know, I wish, you know, he was still around, but we probably weren't speaking anyway. But if it's like somebody that was suddenly taken, like a husband, right, and then next you know, car accident or something like that, and then you remarried or whatever, it's like, my thing is this: your grief shouldn't eventually border on you making your new person feel like second fiddle.
Well, you cannot really place rules on grief because everyone is different. And if you're going to go into a relationship with somebody that you know that they have lost a partner, you're signing up for that. You have to understand that people grieve differently. And it's never easy. It's never going to be easy. And you'll know that going into that. So you'll prepare yourself mentally for something like what Jada did, you know?
Yeah.
But see, that's why I think it comes into play, the importance of speaking on one's own insecurities. The thing about it's varying levels. Like me personally, it doesn't bother me, because at the end of the day, like I said, everybody handles death differently, and this is someone that you did have a history with. Especially if you have, let's up the circumstances. Let's say you have a kid with this person.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and let's say they were taken in a more natural, like via cancer or COVID or something along those lines that was very unexpectedly, and you didn't have like a bad breakup. Is that something you're really ever going to get over?
No, especially if you have a child.
No.
Yeah, you'll never really get over that. Now, you can move forward and try to accept, you know, what happened. But to me, I feel like that's always going to play a part in your everyday existence. You know what I'm saying? You could be fine for a week, a month, and then one day maybe you'll just walk past a restaurant that you guys went to, or you'll see a movie you guys used to watch, and it's going to bring that up.
Yeah.
And you may have an episode where you just start crying. And to me, if I'm your significant other, all I can really do is hold you, see if you need anything.
Exactly.
Or if you need to be alone, cool. You know, but it's not really going to be something that I'm going to dwell on, like, oh, you don't love me. Like, just me. Some people are different. That may bother some people.
Yeah.
To me, I don't really think you can place a time limit on that. Because, again, death is permanent. We're all going to die, yes, but when somebody you spent a certain amount of time with...
Maybe we won't die. Jeff Bezos.
What
Did you see that? Did you see that?
What
You saw it, right?
No.
He invested in anti-aging technology to expand human life for 50 years, something along those lines.
Oh my God, we're about to go into ultra carbon.
All I know is inject me with it. I want.
What if that's the vaccine?
Maybe I'm vaccinated too, so.
Let's take this trial run right now. No, what did you say, Louis?
No, it's you know, in general, like anytime somebody dies, like I know people that have died in my life that it will always stick with me. And now there's people that like a celebrity death that could affect someone and you don't even know the person. Like I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan.
Oh,
that's always gonna
yeah,
stay.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like that's it even with your pet. I lost my bird recently.
Wait,
You know what?
what?
And my bird passed away.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he passed away a couple months ago. So that's something I haven't bird for about 20 years. That's something that's always gonna stick with me. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Oh, the bird was, you had it for 20 years?
Yeah, I had a parrot.
Aww.
And
did it speak?
it said hi,
Aww.
like sometimes.
Wow, that's so cute.
But yeah, just in general, like everybody handles death differently. I've seen so many people that'll just try to like push it all down and ignore it, but then one day it'll just come out. You try to go on with your everyday life, but like I said, there's always going to be something that may remind you of a moment that you shared with someone special, and that may bring things up. And I can't really say it's fair to, oh, it's been 20, 30 years, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly believe you never get over that. You never get over death, especially when it's someone close.
Right.
You just accept and try to move forward, but you'll never get over it.
But what about like, so going back to what you were saying about, all right, if you're going to post things, making sure that it's not in a sexual nature or like descriptive and like, oh, you were so handsome and things like that. Mm-hmm. So is there a world where you could, is there a world where a partner could put like some sort of conditions on the mourning or whatever? Like, 'cause now we're in the age of posting. We're in the age of shouting out. We're in the age of all of these things. So is there a world where you could be like, I know his birthday coming up or her birthday's coming up, but is there a world where you could put a condition on it? Or is it kind of like you just got to ride out however they decide to write whatever they want to write or voice however they want to voice on that day or whatever day or those moments that they missed that person? Is there a world that can happen?
Because I believe in privacy a lot. So it's like a lot of things have to be censored. I would like to post so many things, but I censor myself because I personally know that one day in the future those things can come back to me. So just in general, with the way you carry yourself in general, you should censor certain things, especially for the public eye. So just because you feel like your ex was handsome, you don't have to post that for the world to see, especially when you have a significant other. You know what I mean? It's just a mutual respect. It's just a respect that I shouldn't even have to tell you, you know, but if I do end up having to tell you, then, you know, that's I guess a problem, but I think you should respect me to the point where you know that you're not supposed to do that. And I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody that wouldn't comment, that wouldn't have
like,
that
I may be
sense.
grieving, but let's not disrespect.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like this person was in your life, no longer in your life, I'm in your life. There's several, I'm not going to, if I'm angry, that's like me being angry at somebody, you know what I mean? Like angry at all people who wear yellow. And angry at somebody that wore yellow. I'm not going to go on Instagram and be like, oh, people that wear yellow. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel that at the moment. Because I know that could be detrimental, and I know that I have to censor certain things because of other people in my life that may have worn yellow, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I just feel like I didn't see her message, but if she just came up with a nice eulogy, that's fine. But if she went to go talk about, oh, we used to do this and we...
So you don't even want recaps of memories?
Okay, it could be memories, but not like censor it. Censor it. Don't
like
talk
make
about
it respectful.
Don't talk about your sexual memories or your, I remember, you know, I turned around and the sun was gleaming on you and you look so beautiful. Like, no, I wouldn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
I agree, and I feel like that's something that you could think. It's like if you're walking down the street with your significant other and a dude sees a girl, he thinks the girl looks good, and he'll say in his mind, damn. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have to say out loud, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could think it. You're always going to think things. Yeah. But when you say it, like, you make it known to the people that are around you. When you post things, you're making it known to everyone that follows you. It's like when people say, I can't stand my life, leave me alone. Then why would you post that?
Exactly.
Because you know people are going to hit you up and say, what's wrong? Don't post nothing. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing.
My thing about doing too much and social media and celebrities anyway.
No, because like this is my thing, right? So, all right, let's just say I understand that you're grieving, but when I see statements, because I'm also following other people who have unfortunately lost partners, whatever like that, and I know they're in new relationships, But when like they're mourning, they're like, yeah, you know, my world hasn't been the same since you've been gone. I would be like, well, what the hell? Like,
It's not supposed to be.
I mean, I know it's not the same, but I still feel like, you know, like when they post statements like, I'm still walking in the sadness, and I still, you know, and I'm still, and they're just saying all this stuff, and it's just like, okay, that could all be true, but your new partner did not do anything to brighten up this thing, like,
But
cause
that's not what they're saying, though.
I know it's not what they're saying, and they're probably, but it's just like when you're saying things like, oh, I'm still in gloom, or I'm still in sadness, or I haven't been as happy since you've been gone. It could all be true, but it's just like, dang.
Well, maybe they aren't.
So why I'm here? That's the question. Like I'm literally your partner. I'm your new partner.
But just because you're a partner does not mean there's other voids in one's heart. Your partner has one void. Your kids or your job or whatever you have has different voids. Maybe that specific void is gone and it hasn't been filled. You're doing everything you are as a partner. There's nothing you can do about that. Just like if I'm what that's like saying if I have a cut or something like that, my partner could love me so much, I'll still look at that cut and say, damn, like it's still there. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't change. You know, I don't think it changes anything. Death is a very It's you know,
death is very.
It's a life-altering experience, and experiences shape us into who we are. I didn't fall in love with somebody that was whole. I fell in love with somebody that had a little piece cut off because of they lost their loved one, and that's it. I can make every other part happy, but I'm not going to compete with somebody that was.
And that's basically what you're thinking. Like you can't think the mindset of you're competing with the dead.
Yeah, no.
And you can't. But I don't know. I'm still a little like some statements don't really have to be said. I understand. Like, but I still just feel like some things when you're like, oh, I have never been happy. All right, we could phrase that a little better. Cause like if I'm your new partner, I am making you happy. Maybe not that, but it's like I don't say statements that's so broad like that. Cause like maybe a person like me or others will be like, well, what's she trying to say? Like, what is this person you got now? You know, it's kind of like that with the respect of the new thing you got going on. So I mean, maybe that's my thing. I'll be like, if I'm with a guy and I know I'm signing on to, you know, you had somebody that recently passed. I understand that, you know, and I'm signing on for that, and then you want to, you know, remember them on their birthday or anniversary or something like that. Fine, you could do that, but I just feel like some things that was said in the caption, can we at least not make it look like you're just gloomy every day?
But isn't every day though?
But that's what you put in. That's what you put in. Like, can we just not make it seem like I'm just like, and people being like, well, why would they put that? And you got a whole new relationship.
But you have to also understand that not everybody knows how to articulate themselves. They probably don't mean it like that.
Then I think we need to use a little bit of words in the RIP and or whatever. Because I mean, I'm not saying nothing that other people wouldn't agree with.
Yeah.
Like, okay, listen, I could agree that, and I could be there for you. But when you say statements of, I'm still sad all the time. All the time? So that's how we went to the movies yesterday. You weren't happy
mean that
all the time.
No, they probably mean
I'm
that
still mourning you
about that all the time.
And
you know what I'm saying?
So the wording.
The thing about I believe that not everything, like I'm just very, like, remember, I'm laid back. I really don't necessarily like. Nothing moves me unless I say so, unless I wanted to. Something like that is not going to move me because, number one, I'm with this person every day. This is my man. I'm happy, he's happy, whatever. He has that little, I'm sad all the time. Okay, be sad all the time, but you smiling here with me.
You have that, I'm sad all the time.
I really don't care. You say you sad all the time all you want. You smiling here with me, you laughing here with me. I wake up in the morning, you laughing. Okay, if you want to say you're sad, I don't really care what you posted or what you're doing or what the case may be. But a lot of people, like I said, don't articulate themselves well. And if I see something like that, I wouldn't. I know my place in this person's life. I know how I make them feel. I know how they tell me I make them feel. I don't care what they put on a post about somebody that died. You know?
You just over here like they dead. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Like, no, they're dead.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing that could do. Like,
you cannot unnecessarily stress yourself.
This person's not gonna come back to life and just take this person. Like, they're dead. Unfortunately, like, I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, like.
It's not like I'm chasing the chick that live up the street. The girl is dead. So he or she is not coming back to take that. That's giving you comfort.
Right.
They can post whatever they want to post. They're dead. Are you insensitive to this? situation.
I'm,
That's not like, would you be insensitive?
I'm not insensitive. Like, honestly, I would console my partner. But if they're going to make
They're now. I know they're dead.
Oh.
Is that rude?
And can I just say, I don't feel we put enough respect on exes in terms of how it impacts one's life.
Oh,
Especially if it's like your first love. Because I feel like under any other circumstance where there could be two of someone in your life, let's say one loses their mom or their mom goes away and you get a stepmom. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look at, like, a lot of times, like, the stepmom isn't necessarily trying to replace your real mom, or the kid may say, you'll never be my mom. And that's an uphill battle for the stepmom to, the stepmom could love the kid, the mother could have just ran out on the kid, doesn't even care about the kid, but it's still your mother. So there's a certain place that she holds. You know what I mean? If you're fortunate enough to have two grandparents, two grandmothers, one grandmother passes away, like, I could always feel like I miss my grandmother. It doesn't mean I don't love my grandmother that's still here. I have two grandmothers. One is passed, one is still here. So I may say that, but that doesn't mean my other grandma should take it like as disrespect. No, it's not disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm not, if I'm in that situation, I'm not trying to necessarily replace what he was. I want to offer what I can offer and be somebody else and take you to new heights. I'm not trying to be what he was for you. I can't be that. He was who he was. He may have been your first love, your first kiss, your first this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be that. I will never be your first. But what I can focus on is just being your best and being your last. You know what I'm saying? Like, and part of that is by keeping in mind, everybody mourns differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't want you to feel like you have to hide that from me because I'm insecure about how you feel about someone. And again, not to say it messed up, but you was the point. If it really bothers me that they're gone.
Say it.
So they're dead. They're not coming back.
Yes.
It's not like your ex moved and they're crying because there's still a chance.
They're
gone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
They're gone, and probably a lot of unsaid things. Because we're not talking, like you said, we're not talking about the ones that, you know, we broke up in a tragic way.
Yeah.
We broke up and even that, honestly speaking, it could have been a tragic breakup. But you kind of what you're saying, we don't put the importance on exes. Like, meaning, like, because so let's just say you're with somebody and you've been with somebody and it's like a year or two, and then in the midst of the relationship, they do find out their ex passed away. There's some exes I would probably still cry over, because it's like, even though we have not been together for years, and I mean, you got lives, I have a life, like, maybe there will be some I still cry over. With
we're
that,
human.
because I saw that meme floating around. If your girl's ex die and she cried, break up with her. So like,
That's just insecurity.
That's just messed
Yeah,
up.
that's just, I just feel like that's just an insecurity of people feeling like they're second, or like, oh, you know, if this person never died, I wouldn't have been chosen. You know, people just always.
It may be. That might be true.
Yeah, it might be true.
It's not the truth right now.
But it's life. It's like you have to understand life. If this person, even if an ex was alive, if it didn't work out, if it worked out between these two, you probably wouldn't be in the picture either. So it's the same thing. It's just life. There's 7 billion people in this world. You know what I'm saying? You can't just. I mean, you'll have a personalized experience, but there's always going to be a circumstance where it's like, all right, well, if these people didn't, the reason why I'm here is because these people didn't make it. It's the truth. Everybody has had somebody.
Everybody has had somebody.
Yeah,
and yes, that is true.
Yeah, the reason you're here is because they didn't make it. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you didn't, like, so if they did pass away because of the memories we did build, I would shed a tear.
Yeah.
I'll probably pull up on some of my ex's
I think
funeral.
that's also why like, again, if you think like that, think about it from the perspective of, like, again, they're not here. Like, when somebody dies, you can't help but just think back to, like, a lot of things you wish you might have said, or the good times. When someone, like, is just out of your life, but they're still around, or they moved away, or you just broke up, you're thinking about the opposite. You're thinking about, like, all the reasons why you're better off without this person. Maybe you're trying to convince yourself so you don't see them or whatever, but they're still here. You may run into them one day.
It still feels nice to know their presence is still on the earth.
This earth. When somebody is gone from this earth, it's just, like I said, it's forever. You're never going to see them again. So you can't help but start to think of, like, mixed things, even if you dislike the person. That's why people say don't even wish death on your enemy, because it's forever. You know what I'm saying? So
And the way you
again,
feel may not be forever. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, things could change.
Emotion
Because
is not forever.
there's some, like, going back to exes, there's some exes that you hated in that moment, and then, like, time go by, and maybe you see them in the street, and it's friendly conversation, because people grow, things change, situations happen. Or maybe you're in a happier place. Or maybe they're in a better place, or maybe they grew up and they realized what they did that is wrong. So it's like, to have somebody cut short, it's like you never know what they could have been.
Yeah.
So even if it was tragic, or like even going back to like Tupac, his was cut short. We don't know what would have happened in the future if he was still around. If him and Jada probably would have got together or probably had some kids. We don't know if he would have been a like, grown man, grown up man, actor, activist. We don't know. But when you're tragically cut so short, it's like you'll never know.
Yeah.
Which is why you're always going to probably mourn. So, yeah. But still, I still feel like, you know, some posts could be like ran by me. I'm joking. But that is Kicking It with Kenya exhibition. I'm joking. Tune in next time for the next show topic with the beautiful Ami sitting on the couch. Until next time, bye.